Hello friends, my name is Koolio and welcome back to the channel. Today guys, we're taking a first look impressions video for Valkyrie Anatomia. I think I'm saying that right. I'm probably not saying it right at all. Let me know down below in the comments. So guys, this is a new free-to-play hero collector slash weapons collector gacha game. I'll go into that in a little bit more detail later down in the video. That was just released over globally in English as of a couple of days ago. Now, I wanted to play this game a lot more than I initially did, but to be honest, I'm gonna be frank with you guys, I'm not super big into this game. I honestly think this is a game that's about 3 years too late, as the game did officially launch over in, I believe, Japan 3 years ago, and they just barely brought it over today. However, that doesn't mean that it's necessarily a bad game. There's actually some really great stuff about it. Because it is made by Square Enix, there's some beautiful art, wonderful sound design, and some pretty interesting combat designs to the game. However, there are some mechanics behind it that might throw some people off, and I'm gonna tell you this up right up front. This game has a sort of subscription-based style mechanic behind it called the premium quest, or like the premium enhancement in the game. So essentially, you can buy diamonds in the game, the premium currency, for a total of, the minimum that you can actually do is $17 a month to gain premium. Now with the premium function unlocked in the game, you can do premium quests, which basically gives you like a whole bunch of rewards and stuff like that. You can do it a certain amount of times during the day. You can't get that if you're just a free-to-play player. As well, one of the other functions in the game is it allows you to turn on like triple the speed during combat, so you can get through a lot of the combat a lot faster when you're trying to grind through the game. So if those are two things that's going to really bug you, I'm going to let you guys know right up front. However, other than that, let's just go ahead and jump into the game so I can show you guys the actual combat and the actual gameplay mechanics behind the game. Now, if you're a big fan of the PS2 style graphics, you're going to absolutely love this game. It's got like, just look at the character models when we actually get into the game. It really does remind me of those old like PS2, PlayStation 2 style graphics. Now I'm going to go through and just kind of get through the story. The dialogue in the game like is translated okay at some parts, not very good in other parts, but you can get a pretty good idea of what's going on in the story. So here we are. This is the actual gameplay. You can see it does remind me of those old Square Enix style RPG games. Now basically, we've got a certain amount of action points at the top. I've got 57, and I'm going to move through this stage. Every single one of these like opened areas costs 1 action point to move to. And then when there are monsters on the field, which are signified by these like hooded figures, you will engage in combat. Then you can also find hidden areas of the map by searching, by spending additional action points in order to search an area to see if you can find any extra treasure, any hidden paths. And look at that, I actually ended up finding some more treasure, which is awesome. You can go off the beaten path in certain areas, but essentially you're going through this map until you get to the final boss, which is usually like glowing in some kind of purple aura. If you want to, you can just go ahead and actually double tap on the boss, and your character will just begin to automatically move in the shortest amount of distance and the short amount of action points required to get to him. So this is the combat. You can see what I mean by the graphics looking like PS2 style. If you like that kind of art style, it kind of does bring a little bit of nostalgia behind it. But to be honest, it's starting to look a little old and faded when there's such beautiful games out there now. Now, when it comes to the combat system in the game, essentially you can do as many actions as you want on your side until you've used up your action points, and then it's the enemy's turn to go. So you can basically wipe out a lot of enemies very quickly in the game. However, it's kind of got this really interesting sort of combo system behind it. Now, if you look at my 4 characters, just below them in like the bottom left corner, you can see a number, the number 3, which basically means how many attack points that they have in order to engage the enemy for this turn. So I can tap all of these characters, rapidly tapping their icons until I do basically 12 attacks to one enemy if I really want to, using up all my attacks for this turn. However, just to the right of that number, you can see a skilled name. So on the very, very bottom left is my main character. You can see this says Moment Slide, and then the one right to her says Dual Shot, then Setting Sun, and then Threefold. So basically what you can do is you can do some interesting combat maneuvers. So let's say I tap my first character twice, and then my second character once, and then my third character twice. You can do sort of combo attacks and abilities between the 3 different characters on how those specific skills work, because every action that they use, so let's just go ahead and use my first character. Her first attack does Moment Slide, or whatever it's called. Her second one's called Vertical Raid. And then the third one is called the Sky High Edge, knocking the opponent up into the air, and there you go. So each of those attacks does different styles of combat. Some knock them in the air, some knock them down, some stun them, some do increased damage, things like that. You can go and take a look at the different characters and stuff like that to see what their abilities do. So you can kind of combo. You want to maybe gain a little bit of extra experience points. You can hit the enemy while they're in the air, and you'll actually gain more experience crystals. So for example, I may use her third ability to knock him in the air, and then attack him with my second character by using her first 2 attacks or something like that. Now you can see next to them too are these like glowing arrows that are pointing up. Basically means if I slide up on the character portrait just like this, the character will go ahead and activate their weapon skill that's attached to their character. The one I've got for that character is really, really strong, but it uses up one of her action points. So you can see like there is a good amount of depth to the combat, and I do like it. I think it's intriguing, and I think if you really sink your teeth into it, you can do some pretty amazing combos for the characters, especially when it comes to combat, like combat against bosses and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and go into the next phase so I can show you basically what it's gonna look like when you do a full combat engagement when you're actually attacking these enemies. So let's go ahead and do this. Go ahead and activate her weapon ability, doing a significant amount of damage while they're on the ground, which gives me gold crystals, increasing how much gold I get. So if you attack them while they're in the air, you get increased XP. If you attack them on the ground, you get increased gold crystals. So just to keep that in mind. So I may next time probably activate my first character's abilities all the way till number 3, and then I'll activate the weapon skill for my second character. So 1, and then a second time, knock him in the air, and then slide up. Oh, I didn't get the combo in time, so you can see how you gotta really do it very quickly, very fast. But I do like that about the game. I think it's really, really cool. Like the combat system is really interesting in this game. So I think a lot of people are gonna really enjoy that. But when it comes to the overall game, why I think it's 3 years too late, mainly has to do with the weird subscription model behind it if you want to get the most out of it, the gacha system in the game, which I'm going to get into a little bit later, as well as the graphics. So let's go ahead and just let's pop off some of these abilities, do my flame ability, jump back and forth between 2 of them. Let's go ahead and activate this ability, flame those guys twice. Oh, I ran out of action points. I should be able to finish them off right there. We got one more attack. Unfortunately, we didn't finish them off, so now it's the enemy's turn, so then they can go and use their action points. But you can see, like, you can pretty much dominate enemies if you get these abilities timed just right. So look at all those experience crystals I was able to get because I timed those abilities and those attacks at the exact moment I needed them to. So here we go. Increase plus 50% XP crystals and level up. Thank you. And I think we might be going up against the boss. Yep, here we go. So this is the final boss area. It usually ends up having like just a stronger character in the very back right there. So let's go ahead. I think this is a healing ability. Activate that. And I think I'm pretty much out of attacks. So I'm just going to go ahead and use all of my characters to see if we can't take down the boss. The boss is still alive. And all of the characters' health is actually in one single pool at the very, very bottom. So you can see like they all share health pools. And then there is kind of an ultimate attack that you can see at the very bottom left. We actually might be able to use it in this combat instance. I think nope, we got to make sure we get it up there. Sometimes it like decreases. You have to use like the combos just right in order for it to fill up all the way at the end of the stage. I'm gonna go ahead and target a different creature just so we can see if we can't get. Oh, I don't think we're gonna be able to get it. I'm gonna try to activate it, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to. Let's see. Here we go. Now you can see what it kind of looks like. Nibelung something, I don't know what that says, but you got these pretty cool animations for certain abilities and stuff. Once you filled up that sort of ultimate gauge, I don't remember exactly what it's called. And we're just gonna overkill this thing and finish this stage off with just one weak monster left. We are doing pretty dang good. Look at all those experience crystals, and then since he's laying on the ground, if I attack him a couple more times, I'm gonna get some extra gold crystals out of it. So there we go. We just finished that stage. Items obtained. We got a chest, and then we go into some of the story. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and skip this. We're gonna back out for just a second so I can talk about the gacha system in the game real quick. So let's go ahead and head out of here. We got some items. You can follow the player. Essentially, add him as a friend on your team. Actually, before I do that, I'm gonna go over and show you guys the party system. So you got your party right here. Each of the characters in the game can equip a main weapon, which gives them a special ability that they can use. Then they've got sub weapons, which basically gives them some little extra bonuses stats. So if you want a character to have really good physical attack, you might want to equip some specific sub weapons in order to use it. Then you've got your different characters that you get. You do get a couple of characters simply by playing through the game, but this is where some people get really confused when it comes to the gacha system in the game, because you are going to be summoning for weapons. However, there are some special rare weapons known as artifacts. Now, if I understand this correctly, when you summon an artifact, you can actually use that artifact weapon. I believe you have to level it up all the way by sacrificing other weapons to level it up. And once it gets to the max level, I believe you can trade it to a specific vendor and they'll give you the associated hero behind it. I can't guarantee that, but that's basically what I've been reading all around. So you can summon for characters. It's just got this really weird, like, roundabout way of doing it. So we're just gonna jump in here and do a couple of summons to end the video off before it gets too long. So we're just gonna do this a couple of times. We're gonna divine some weapons. It does take 5,000 crystals in order to summon, and I just don't have enough right now to do that. So we're just gonna go and divine, just do some single summons so you guys can basically see what it looks like. I'm basically trying to go for 6-star weapons right now. I only got a couple of them. I think I've got like 2 or 3, if I even continue to play the game. So I think we just, wow, okay, there we go. We got a 6-star weapon right there. And I think we can use that to basically summon that new hero. I don't know exactly where I go ahead and do that, but let's go ahead and find that out real quick. Divine transfer, perhaps? Nope. I'm gonna go ahead and actually cut this so we can do the summon the hero. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I think I figured out how to do this, and I'm gonna do this during the video just to see what happens. I'm sure this is gonna ruin everything, but we might as well try it out because the game really doesn't tell you how to get heroes. So go to your equipment. All right, we're gonna go to the item list, examine/tribute artifacts, select this, tribute it. It says that you will give this to Odin the Allfather. You will lose it, but gain his bestowal. I have no idea what that means, but it's the only place in the entire game I was able to find that has anything to do with the artifact weapon. So here we go. I literally have no idea what this does. Yamato Kana has been tributed to the Allfather. Odin is pleased and has deemed you worthy of his grace. A new quest has been bestowed in the quest menu. All right, let's go to the quest area. The Ancient Samurai. I'm assuming if we beat this, we get the new hero. That's the only way I can think of it as working in this game. But yeah, the game definitely needs to tell players how to get heroes, because that's like the whole reason. Oh my gosh, did we just get him right there? I think we just unlocked him, because that guy was not there before. Hold on. Guys, stick with me. Go to equipment. Go to edit party. Characters. Nope. I think we have to beat the side sword to get it. Well, guys, so that's my first impressions for Valkyrie Anatomia. I'm pretty sure I just botched up my 6-star weapon. But hey, the game does not tell you how it works. I honestly think this game was about 3 years too late. But other than, some of the, the premium stuff, the summoning, as well as the graphics, there's a lot of fun things about this game. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Let me know your guys' thoughts on Valkyrie Anatomia down below in the comments. If you like this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel to stay up to date in the latest in mobile gaming. All right, friends, I'll see you next time.